أهلا بكم مشاهدينا الأعزاء وحلقة جديدة من برنامجكم المفضل بوليوود 100%. وإحنا النهاردة متواجدين في فوكس سينما عشان ننقل لكم حلقة مميزة جدا. خلينا نبتدي حلقتنا النهاردة بإعلان ترويجي عن فيلم مميز جدا 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 للجميلة كارينا كابور والوسيم شاهد كابور. الفيلم بعنوان أوتا بنجاب، وهو أيضا يضم الجميلة آليا بهات والوسيم دلجيت. والفيلم بيسلط الضوء على قضية مهمة جدا جدا هي إدمان المخدرات بين الشباب. خلينا نروح ونشوف هذا الإعلان الترويجي المميز. مشاهدينا الأعزاء، موعدنا مع أغنية حلقة النهاردة وهي من فيلم أزهر بطولة النجم إمران هاشمي، واللي إن شاء الله هينزل في صالات العرض السينمائي هذا الأسبوع، نهاية هذا الأسبوع. والأغنية بعنوان بولدو نازرا. والأغنية فعلا جميلة جدا، ووصل عدد مشاهدينها أكثر من 3 مليون مشاهد. خلينا نروح ونشوف بولدو نازرا. مشاهدينا الأعزاء، فاصل قصير ونرجع لكم، خليكم معنا. ورجعنا لكم تاني مشاهدينا الأعزاء، وموعدنا مع المؤتمر الصحفي لفيلم ساربجيت لنجومه النجمة الجميلة أشوريا راي باتشان والوسيم رنديب هودا وريتشارد شادا والمخرج أومين كومار.
Umang sir, Marycom and now there's Sarabjit, both of them biopics. Were they specifically designed like that, or?
No, I mean, I've said this before also. It's not specifically designed that if one biopic runs, I'm supposed to make another one. It just so happened that Sandeep came with the idea to me that this is a fantastic subject, please have a look. Once I saw it online, I was so mesmerized by Dalbir Kaur and the story that I said, okay, I have to do this film. And it hit me somewhere. I said, my God, this is a hard-hitting story and a life that people know of, but they don't know the depth of it. And that's why I thought we should make this film.
Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, the hardest part of playing Sarabjit, because entirely in the movie, it's emotional, it's draining. It must have been really difficult for you to essay the character, but I would like to ask you, how difficult, how challenging was the role of Sarabjit Kaur? Dalbir Kaur.
To begin with, when Umang came to me with the subject, it was an immediate yes. He's already shared that with you. Because when you hear the story, I mean, I'm sure you all already got the feeling, the vibe of it when you saw the trailer right now. How can we walk away from being a part of telling the story and sharing it with everybody, especially the human story? We are all familiar with the reportage, and thank you all for doing what you do day in and day out. But nevertheless, there are a lot of, as I started out saying today, that we all still individually as Indians continue with our lives. We do get affected, we do get disturbed, but we don't necessarily can possibly experience or take the minute out to experience how just an incident can completely change the dynamic of a family, can change the lives of a family. And it was important to be part of that narrative and to share it with us Indians. Sarabjit's life cannot go, his story cannot go unknown. And Dalbir fought for over 23 years relentlessly. I mean, this kind of sibling love and commitment, the lady's capacity to be Sarabjit for his family, to be Sarabjit's Dalbir Benji for him, to be Darji's spirit and strength to be able to keep the fight ongoing is just a commendable, unbelievable spirit. And there, I think, adjectives fall short to describe that spirit which exists in so many households of our country and worldwide. So this story needed to be told. And thank you, Umang, for bringing it to me. Thank you, Utkarshini, for writing the way that you have. And thanks to the whole team for us bringing it to life.
Thank you so much. Randeep Hooda, you're a fantastic actor. I mean, what more can I say? It's very difficult to actually, and as actors, you guys do different sort of characters. Weight loss kar liya, weight gain kar liya. I mean, personally, I want to know, how do you lose so much weight and then you do the other things that you do, and with such finesse and honesty? How did you do it?
It was easy. I do it every day.
Sure, yeah.
The hard part of the character, of course, weight loss and all that is something we had decided, and it took a lot of willpower to achieve that. But the hardest part of the character was the fact that a lot is known and documented about Dalbir Kaur. Not much is known about him and his prison life. So that, to keep it true and to keep it within the script and keep it as honest as possible, and to go through the suffering he did for 23 years, where out of that 18 years he was locked up in chains and was in a Kal Kotri. So imagining all that was the harder part, with Umang and as a co-conspirator, it was very easy, and I feel that everybody in the cast has done a fantastic job, and I'm very proud to be a part of this movie. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Randeep. Richa Chadha, sorry, took you by surprise. You are taking us by surprise with every role that you portray. With this film, what were your challenges and what was so interesting about the character?
For me, I read the script. It took me about 2 days. And I understood the weight of my character. Of course, it's supporting these two primary characters. But my deep down belief is that, I feel like politicians have kind of failed to create peace. So it's only up to artists and musicians and writers. And honestly, it sounds very like preachy, but that's really my core belief, that it's only via films like these that we can possibly reach out and create some kind of this film is about the human side of the human casualty of conflict, whether it's India, Pakistan, or terrorism or whatever, but it's the lives behind the statistics, and that's what really interested me. And of course, the director, the writer who I know, and the incredible cast. I've worked with Randeep before, and I'm sweating because I'm intimidated by him always. but I'm really proud to be a part of this film.
Very well, sir. Thank you so much, Richa.
مشاهدينا الأعزاء، فاصل قصير ونرجع لكم للجزء الأخير من حلقة النهاردة. خليكم معنا. مشاهدينا الأعزاء، خلينا نروح ونشوف لقاء حلقة النهاردة.
Me personally, I had to go through a lot of workshops in different martial arts, that were very alien to my body. So that being said, it was very challenging. All the action workshops and the rehearsals are very draining. Sabir sir wanted to express on a martial art called Kalari, which had originated in India, South India, and is the mother of all martial arts. So that's one of the themes in our film, and that was a very tough martial art to learn. I still haven't learned all of it yet. I mean, it's so vast, but whatever little I've learned, I've tried to express it as authentically as possible. So yeah. The martial arts are very difficult for me in this film.
Does it involve?
And of course, I'd like to add shooting with. We had action choreographers from Thailand, so it's the first time I think. Me personally, I was working with those guys. Their style is very different. They're very real. The hits are for real. So I didn't realize that until we were actually rolling cameras, because every time you're rehearsing half speed. When the cameras go on, these guys just turn into some machines and they come at you for real, and then you start freaking out, and then you're moving like really fast and all. So I think that only enhances the action, because you're literally fighting for your life, in front of the camera. So yeah, it's for the real. It's a real deal what you see.
that once the script is in place, the idea is locked and the script is in place. As a filmmaker, as a director, I see what are the boundaries I can push in terms of all the aspects within the film. Although both my films, both Heropanti and Bagi, are not out-and-out action films, action is a big highlight of this film. Right at the onset, we decided how do we push the action, how do we stretch the boundaries and offer the audiences a never before seen action film. You know, every Friday there is a Hollywood film releasing, and we go gaga over the fact that they do it so well. Why can't we have an action film that sort of people remember for years? Having said that, it is extremely difficult because right at the onset I knew within the script that there were no cars exploding, nobody was firing guns, my hero wasn't using any weapons. It was going to be all-out natural fighting, you know. And hats off that I have a hero like Tiger Shroff who can sort of take that vision and, you know, just put it up there on screen for you to watch. So it's a combination of sort of thinking about it and having Tiger pull it off. Post Heropanti and the little bit of success and love that we got from everybody, my producer Sarabjit came up to me and said, listen, I'm really happy with Heropanti and I want to do something again with you and Tiger. That set the ball rolling. There were a couple of ideas that we were brainstorming with. He happened to bounce off an idea to me from a film, from a South Indian film called Varsham, which he had the rights to. It was a 2002 film. I saw the film, and I think very immediately I told him that this doesn't hold any interest to me. It's redundant in today's times. The only thing that I liked from that film was that it was telling a classic, the retelling of a classic tale. So I took that idea and sort of built on it and created a new world. I don't think it's been seen in Hindi films ever, or for the longest time. Created an entire new world, the world of Kalaripayattu, the world of martial arts, and placed that story within this new world. So that's how it all began. Also, just to answer your question again, I was extremely proud of Tiger post his first film, that here was an actor who didn't want to jump into any film that was being offered to him. That was remarkable of him. I found that an extremely secure sort of stand, that an actor who's just done his first film doesn't want to jump onto any film. I happened to bounce off the idea to him, he took to it and he got really excited. And I think very organically that's how Bagi came into being.
Well, firstly, it's not similar at all, sir. What convinced me was the fact that it had a beautiful story and it had an incentive for my character to display this sort of action. You know, many a times people say they feel, you know, when they watch a trailer, it can be sometimes misleading that this movie is only all about action. For example, Sarabjit has cut our trailer in such a way to, you know, entice the crowd and to make it appealing. But there's a lot more to this film than just the action. You know, it's this character's journey and why he has to fight, what he's fighting for. So, you know, I found all the things like that, you know, the emotional content to be more intriguing than the action itself. Of course, me as a newcomer, I still have to make some sort of a mark, some sort of an identity for myself. Keeping that in mind, I'm confident in some of my talents, and this film allowed me to express one of my talents to almost its full potential. So, yeah, I'm very thankful. Definitely. Not many people know this, but I had a huge crush on Shraddha Kapoor growing up. I was crazy about it. So I was fascinated. I was always in awe of Shraddha when we were in school. Anyways, put that aside, when I met her for the first time, years later for the film, of course, when we met recently, we just broke the ice immediately. She was just so, she's such a happy-go-lucky soul. She's such a positive soul. And she's so easy to be around, you know. No matter what scene we were doing, whether it was a romantic scene, whether it was an action scene, a serious scene, it was all, you know, just a superb environment, and I felt so natural and easy, you know, just spending time with her and performing with her. And I think that really helped our chemistry on screen, and that really helped our director directing us as well. You know, he was a lot more free and open. That being said, you know, she's such a big star now. She's doing so well nowadays, and all her films have done so well recently. She brings none of that starry baggage, none of those starry tantrums. She's so simple and so happy and so friendly with everybody. You know, it's just infectious, and you just fall in love with Shraddha as soon as you meet her. You know, not just because of her beauty, but because of who she is as a person. He's my biggest influence in this industry, especially. I look up to him for inspiration, and every time he comes on screen, I'm starstruck. Every time I meet him, I'm starstruck. I'm frozen. But I can't say enough for that man. He's just such a full package, and he's married the aesthetics and the craft so beautifully. I think no actor has been able to do that as well as he has. That's very difficult. You know, I'm so thankful for Bagi because I learned so many new forms. I had a favorite. Yeah. Now it's very difficult to choose because I have more of a vocabulary now when it comes to the martial art. But I admire Bruce Lee very much, not because of his style, but because of his charisma, you know, with the martial art. With his philosophy, his presence, his, you know, when he stands, that's enough. You know what I mean? It's just his body language that's so appealing and that's so, that I find I'm always in awe of, you know. I mean, there's so many talented martial artists who can, you know, do crazy stuff with their bodies. But here's the guy, Bruce Lee, you know, he has everything in his eyes and he just has to stand, and it's that 0.5 of a second that, you know, that reaction he gives, that's enough, yeah.
وبكده مشاهدينا الاعزاء نكون وصلنا لنهايه حلقه النهارده. بتمنى ان الحلقه تكون عجبتكم، وما تنسوش تتواصلوا معنا على صفحات التواصل الاجتماعي الظاهره امامكم على الشاشه لكل ما هو جديد في عالم بوليوود. وان شاء الله اشوفكم حلقه جديده من برنامجكم المفضل بوليوود 100%. معايا انا جوري بكر.